Everybody, welcome back. Top Five Live, episode 178. And we all acknowledge that number is probably not accurate. But we working on something in the background, trying to bring y'all a better experience all together. So that's the goal. But until we get to that better experience, y'all can get this same old, the same old Dusty.
I gotta be same old.
Yeah, same old Dusty.
Okay.
But we love y'all regardless, and thank y'all for watching us per usual. And we will make announcements once we have things prepared.
Once there are announcements to be made, there will be announcements.
That is correct. So tonight we're doing the top 5 spy movies in honor of Mission Impossible just dropping, Final Reckoning, which I enjoyed. I got to see if I can move this light behind me because it's like my camera just trash. I think because it makes my camera like do weird stuff. But yeah, I enjoyed it. So we're gonna that's gonna be our list. We're not doing a draft because
I enjoyed it, but it ain't making my list. But I enjoyed it.
Oh, I wouldn't say that I would. I wouldn't say it's in the top 5, but I will also say, during research today, some of the movies that there go King Jess. Some of the movies that should be in the top 5 I haven't seen, so I can't even. I can't put them on my list no way.
I know what my top 5 is. Y'all, there's some movies that we already know how this is gonna go. My list is gonna be a little bit different.
Then you got Spy Kids.
Okay.
Already know.
The kids were spies and Spy Kids, so
we already know
it fits.
Okay. All right.
How y'all boys been doing though, man? Y'all been good? I know we've been off a couple weeks. Just got the Durham posters in the background. That's fine. I like that.
Hey,
the landscape, like the skyline. That's fresh. What's that one say? Is that Philly? Is that Philly? I can't see it. Is that Philly?
Yeah, about to say.
Okay, you got the Philadelphia and Durham. Okay, I like that. That's fresh. That's fresh. Y'all boys been doing all right though. I got to hang out with just a little bit.
You in the gym? Sound like somebody in the gym
last weekend, but what y'all been up to?
Chilling, y'all. Chilling.
Same old. Trying to mash the gas. Trying to get like you back on the TikTok shop. Try to make content on a regular basis so them niggas stop punishing me. And very close to closing this Kickstarter out, and I'm happy about that. Wish we had done more. I wish we had done more, but Facebook is not cooperating at all. I ain't been able to run ads this whole time. Every time I run an ad, they stop it and say something about payment, then I fix it, and then they do it again. So that crap has really hindered me from reaching new audiences, but it's all good. I was blessed that we crossed that threshold early. So at least I have enough to, at least I have enough to ship everybody their stuff out. What's good, Sean? At least I have enough to ship everybody their stuff out, and then whatever excess I have, I plan to put towards getting Harlem number 2 done.
There we go. Yeah, congratulations on the live, man. I know it's been tough, like for a bunch of different reasons, but just deeply personal also. And congratulations on that always. We got some books to put out this year, man, as creators. Well, I need Justin to do a Kickstarter though, man. Justin need to make something. Justin need to
start
make something.
what?
I don't know, whatever it is. Man. whatever it is you want to do, create something and let us.
Hey, congrats, Sean.
To get you through the Kickstarter process so you can see what the back end looks like.
Wait, what was
that? You know what? I'm
bro?
I know you, man. I'll just play it.
Hey, Mike had
a Kickstarter for workout sessions.
Yeah,
Mike had a good suggestion.
We do that for free, man. 15 push-ups. 15 push-ups every hour on the hour, though.
Hell, heck
no.
What?
Mike had a good suggestion for next week. I think it was what were you? Was the top 5? It was game. It was something to do with video games. What was it, Mike?
Top 5. What video games are coming out? Game consoles of all time?
No, it was I don't remember if it was a giant open world game. That's what it was.
Oh, okay.
He said he'll be here. So me and Mike been arguing offline, not online, about T-Lu for probably the last 2 or 3 weeks. That's my brother, so we can argue all we want.
Hey, shout out to Mike Watson because he was putting in that work for Fan Expo last weekend. So you know he was putting in that work, man. He was out there hustling.
Always,
Mike always hustling, man. That's
always.
I know officially the hardest working man in comics is Victor Dandridge, but I say it might be Mike for this year, man. He be out there killing it, bro.
Yeah, dude. What's good, HW Pete? I don't know which one of your earlier names to say, so you tell me. But yeah, so we're gonna do. So our list is gonna be top 5 spy movies. And shoot, I did not have anything specific for us to talk about in the first half. So I mean, whatever y'all want to talk about, I'm in probably.
Did y'all see that? Did y'all see that they have officially announced the I know we don't talk about comics on here a lot, but they have announced that Marvel and DC crossover, the first Marvel and DC crossover book is going to be Deadpool versus Batman. Batman versus Deadpool, and it's going to be 2 versions of the comic coming out. I can't remember who's writing both of them, but
I saw Grant Morrison was writing one.
Yeah, they pulled they got Grant Morrison to come back and write Batman. That's crazy. Like Batman versus Deadpool. They haven't like released a synopsis of it or anything but the covers they dropped today, and they also dropped some of the other writers, but didn't say what they're going to be writing.
Okay.
What do you think, Javon? I'm interested in what you think about comic books crossovers like this. Like, is it just a cash grab? Do you think it's going to be dope to get? Do you think it's going to be enough to get people back into comic books stores? And then Justin, I want to know what you think about it, just as an outsider, somebody that doesn't really read comics. Is that something that would interest you in buying a comic book, or not at all?
Sure, you could have asked me too.
Yeah, you.
I mean, honestly, I done seen this before. I done seen this before, man. We done been down this road before. I mean, I remember they did like I remember they did Batman Punisher, and then they did like 2 different versions. So I mean, crossovers are crossovers, man. I think I'm past. How do I put this? I'm past the comic book collector version that gives a crap about it. So,
but
I mean, if people are excited, about comics, I'm happy.
Okay. I'm down with it. I just know I recently seen people back in the comic book stores with the Battle Beast joint. The
what?
New Battle Beast, the Invincible, Ryan, what's his name? Robert.
Oh,
Kirkman, Ryan Otley got back together to make, a comic in the Invincible universe, and people going crazy about that. So, I think it's cool that they got exciting things bringing people back into the those Predators versus Marvel have been pretty decent. Okay, see. I think
I did want to read those though. I'm not gonna lie to you. I did want to read those. The Predator versus Marvel.
Yeah.
But so I don't really get to read a lot of
mainstream books. Yeah,
not even mainstream books, but just like month to month books. I'm more of a trade guy. I wait till something hits the trade, and then I'm like, all right, I'll check it out. But I don't have time. But like I said, anything that gets people excited about Marvel, about comics in general.
Yeah, that's how I feel. I feel like there are definitely stories that I want to check out, especially. I mean, I get to read comics. Like I don't know if I get to, but I've forced myself to read comics because I do content and I want to spread the word about books. But that's one that I'll definitely get the day of on New Comic Book Day and read that day and talk about. So, and I think that's cool. I think that's like for them to do something that makes me actually go to the comic book store the day it comes out. Because I usually don't go until Saturday because that's my day off. I go Saturday, pick up books, and then read something the weekend, and then do content the next week. But I'll pick that one up the day up. What about you, Just? You think if them announcing? First of all, did you hear about it? Like, as somebody that don't be following comic books really like that, did you hear that they're doing a Deadpool Batman crossover? And if so, if not, now that you do know about it, is that something that you would be willing to check out?
I mean, I put that in the same category as hearing Eminem won the American Music Award. I'm just like, what?
Yeah, I was gonna let that go.
Didn't know he had an album.
Why y'all trashing Eminem like that?
So it's not that I'm trying to trash. I'm just saying, like, I didn't get that news. That didn't come across my news feed. That's not my purview. Not that I don't care. I only get interest, or things will pique my interest if because of this kind of platform and hearing y'all talk about it. Then I know, but I don't look into the world of comics. I only get it from y'all.
Okay, that's
solid. I got a question for you, Jess.
What's up?
Since you just said you're not in the world of comics,
right?
What would get you to read a comic book? Like, to be?
I read Danny's comic because I wanted to support my man, and I'll read yours. You know what I'm saying? I'll read what's called.
So it's more on a personal level. Okay.
Yeah, because I know y'all. You know what I'm saying? And I just want to support, but I don't have. I don't know. You know what? I would say the Marvel movies started to pique my interest in knowing like the Easter eggs and everything. And I started having conversations with Danny at work. And then in order to like have a conversation, I would have to look more into some of the stuff. So I would get educated on the comic at the very least, but not read the comics.
Okay. I'm always interested to hear the perspective of people who aren't in or don't really,
I think that's interesting though, because me and Kyron been talking a lot about like, because I for some reason, TikTok is, a lot of people will be like, yo, the Ace Blade is my first ever comic. Like, I'm not gonna say a lot of people, but I've had at least 10 people who bought Ace Blade be like, this is my first time ever buying or reading a comic book, and I think just like Just said, it's more about the person. Like, you want to support the person. Like, if you see somebody is making comics, and then you might not necessarily read comics, but be like, oh man, I'll check it out, to support the person. Then if you read it and you enjoy it, then maybe you'll get into other comics. But yeah, glad it just doesn't have any Eagles eyesore in the background. Dang.
It's still here.
It's in the heart.
He said eyesore. That's great.
It's still here. The seat can change at any time.
He said eyesore. That's crazy.
Did y'all hear? So I want to say prayers to the family of Peter David. For y'all that don't know, Peter David is a legendary comic book writer. He's co-creator of Spider-Man 2099. He's co-creator of the Smart Hulk, the one that you saw in Endgame. Young Justice. He co-created Young Justice. He just did so many. He did so much phenomenal work. So and unfortunately, he passed, and he just kind of it was a big controversy. I don't know if y'all saw about how it's the conversation about like creators not being paid by the big two well enough, not getting health insurance by them, and a lot of them die like penniless and destitute. What are y'all thoughts on that?
Yeah, they have. This is something that we've seen consistently, especially like folks from the Silver Age of comics. People come in and work on these books, these huge, create these characters that have become wildly popular, and there's a whole thing of, okay, a lot of times these folks are hired to create things, and they don't necessarily own them because the companies own them, and they don't have rights to make money off of that stuff anymore, which is insane, which is again why a lot of us are doing things differently and trying to keep the things that we create and build an infrastructure behind them and things like that, or at least make sure we look out for those things in contracts that we sign. But it's definitely a shame to see.
Yeah, I mean, I think, like Danny just said, I think it's a cautionary tale, but it's also a tale of the fact of what the industry was versus what it is now. It's still a conversation that's taking place as we speak because of these type of tragedies. Obviously, it's big business versus contractors per usual, and I mean, it's a double-edged sword because, like we talked about before, like, all right, if you make a really popular character, it starts popping off or whatever, and Marvel and DC come knocking and trying to have you join a universe and want to do something or whatever. It's a risk involved with whatever, your paperwork and your deal is going to be the all in all when it comes to that. You know what I'm saying? So if you're willing to take the front end help of their marketing, or they're putting the books where you want. I mean, the thing with Diamond right now is affecting a crap ton of people. You know what I'm saying? With I mean, people that I know personally that have talked about the situation and things that they're doing or not going to do based on them not knowing what's going to happen with Diamond. So even in that dynamic, things are completely different. So obviously, I think from a moral standpoint, it's the same as it's always been. If you come up with a dope idea to make somebody else a bunch of money, you should be compensated well for that.
Facts.
But the other side of that is, it's not their job to look out for you in a business deal. It's your job to look out for you in a business deal. And that's where that's where the crux of this conversation always goes. And anybody that is
I think we got to stop that though. Like, I think we have a really defeatist attitude when it comes to this thing, man, which really bothers me. Because every time this thing happens, we just be like, well, that's like, not saying that, you're wrong, Morgan. So what you're right in what you're saying, I just think we have to change like the narrative. And when I say we, I mean the creators, all these creators who work for Marvel or work with Marvel, I wish they would get together and push back, because you can affect change. Like, there needs to come a point where it's like, look, it doesn't have to be this way. We're accepting it. Like you said, like, you take a risk by working for mainstream comics, the big two, to create something for them, because you're probably not going to get anything back if it blows up and becomes, whatever. And I'm like, well, why can't y'all? And when I say y'all, because I've never worked for the big two, but it really would be nice if they all got together and said, we really have needed a union for comics for a long time now.
Mm-hmm.
Like a long time. And I'm sure there are people smarter than me who can give reasons why, you know, a union for comics won't work, but there's no reason why there shouldn't be more pushback other than, you know, the people at the top want to keep their, you know, they want to keep their spot, and the people at the bottom are just struggling, just they can't even barely get by. Like, it just, I wish more of an effort would be made to change.
I don't think that it's, I don't think it's impossible though. I think if
I didn't say it was impossible. I'm saying that something can be done. It just seems like nobody wants to do it.
I think yes, I think it's nobody wants to do it because of course most businesses are exploitative. Like, they want to get everything out of people, out of the workers that they can. And a union challenges that. But I think if they can do it for movies, which is, you know, of course, movies and TV are way bigger business. I think they can do
even then, they have unions.
Yeah, but they have a union. That's what I'm saying. So they have unions. So if they can do it for you know, that multi-trillion-dollar industry of movies and film, movies and TV, then they can definitely do it for comics. I think, you know, it's just something that, again, like we as comic book creators are working to change these things, and install new policies and things like that. It's probably going to end up having to be something that we do ourselves because the old infrastructures are not necessarily working anymore. Like, I mean, they're still there to a degree. People still kind of going to comic book stores. What are y'all doing in your phones? What's happening?
Getting my list together. I'm listening to you. I'm getting my list together.
I'm like, am I missing a game? What game is on? I see.
I mean, there's a game on, but I couldn't.
I got baseball on in the background, but
I ain't even looking. I don't even know.
But
I just think something needs to be done because I am tired of seeing comic book creators who have basically laid the foundation for. I remember I saw some graphic on, you know, the MCU has made like $15 billion or some crazy high amount.
The actors making more than the creator. I mean, and probably rightfully so, but the actors making more than the people who created the story, people who wrote the original stories of these and created the characters that they're coming from.
Actually, scratch that. The writers of the movies who are taking aspects of storylines that other people wrote are making more money than the people who wrote the storylines. That's insane to me.
It's crazy. That's crazy.
Like, I would love to, for some, at one point or another, work for Marvel or DC. I'm not trying to smash on them or, you know, stomp on them, but like, I totally get, like, I mean, I have there are other people in the industry, and I'm not putting names on them, but I've had conversations with them, and they've created stuff that's been on the screen, and they will curse them out, you know, their last breath. And it really sucks because it's like, it's not like Marvel and DC are like two boutique companies. They're, you know, headed by, you know, Warner Brothers and Disney. You know, they got money.
Right.
There's no reason why, at the very least, healthcare can't be provided, or at the very least, a significant stipend. If you have if you create a storyline, like the guy who did The Winter Soldier, he ain't getting nothing. And his movie is considered one of the best Marvel movies of all time, and it's basically his story.
Yeah. It's crazy because, like, and I know, like, we've had conversations before about, like, okay, the people who were writing the stories back then, they may not even thought of, you know, movies being made out of their you know, out of their stories or their characters being on a big screen or stuff like that until, you know, Superman popped off. And then even then, like, Superman is the biggest one in the world still. And you never might think Thanos, this story, this 5-issue run that I did about Thanos gonna become $1 billion movie. You know what I'm saying? Like, they didn't think about that. But there's stuff right now, like, we're not thinking about AI in the next 10 years or whatever. Like there's stuff that we're not thinking about that may apply to, stuff that we're making right now. So it's tough.
Who is we? Because I have. I mean, we've had that conversation multiple times. But I mean, I want to be clear. I'm not okaying big business versus contractors a little business at all. I've had this same moral conversation for 10, 15 years now. I'm just saying the reality of what the situation is. It goes to what you were saying earlier about, okay, yeah, we need a union. Yeah, but all right, well, who's going to build the union? Yeah, we need life is like that, period. Like, look at the president.
Like a box of chocolates?
It is, because you never know what you're going to get. Look at the president.
I was just wondering if that's what you were saying.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like there's a whole bunch of things that we need, and it's going to take people standing up to do whatever those things are, and it just sucks. But anytime you have a big business that has a lot of power and less regulation on it, you're gonna have to move very carefully in order to not get screwed by them. Because even if it comes down to you standing your ground, if they decide to go after you, they have more money to spend in whatever way it needs to be spent in order to outlast you in whatever capacity they're trying to do that. So that's another reason why people are going independent. I look at, everybody knows how much I respect and look up to Ryan Coogler. That man, he got his opportunity. He's got his feet wet. He's expanded since then, and now he gets himself to the place where you put centers out and you get. It's not the first time that deal has happened, but I don't know if a black person has had that deal. You know what I'm saying?
Have we had a show since centers been out?
Yeah, we did vampires. Remember?
Oh, yeah, we did vampires.
Yeah. So I mean, for me personally, we've had that conversation on this show. I've done it on different podcasts, like people asking. Like ideally, if your stories got made into, live action or a movie or whatever, like what company would you go for? Why all that? Like we've had all of that stuff is in that
Studios.
What?
Huh? What?
You said Tyler Perry Studios.
Yeah, right.
All of that is in that conversation.
Gonna have a bad wig, man.
I know it will get made though. Shoot.
Hey, you get made. You ain't gonna be able to write it. It'll get made though.
I don't write enough. I don't write fast enough for Tyler, man. That he said you got to get it done right now and right now.
I remember the story I heard, he told me that the guy Jim Starlin, who created Thanos, he said he got paid more for like a random character, that KG Beast, that was in was it Batman versus Superman? Like the character was on screen for maybe like 3 minutes. He got paid more for that than he did for Thanos.
That's wild.
That's insane wild to me. Like,
and it said, but another thing is crazy. Just like with these companies, of course, like they're all looking out, and that's another thing, man. Just like the increasing. Okay, we got to make more and more profits every year, so now we got to find more and more ways to either innovate or cut people out. But there was a point where, like, I know the story of, what was it, Black Lightning, where the creator of Black Lightning literally wrote it in his contract that if they used it, he had one of those contracts, and he said, hey, if they use Black Lightning in TV or whatever, I got to get paid. So instead of them, when they did, what was it, Justice Friends, they said, hey, we're not going to use Black Lightning. We're going to create a character called Black Vulcan with the same powers and just alter the costume a little bit. And we're going to use Black Vulcan so that we don't have to pay this dude. Like it's so stupid, yo. Like,
yeah, but it's a risk. That's my point. That's a risk that you take if you're whoever you decide to partner with. It's a risk that you have to know in those moments the risk that you're taking. You know what I'm saying? And unless you stay completely independent, and it's really a partnership. Like Kevin Hart talked about that. That's one thing Kevin Hart doesn't get enough credit for. That dude stays busy all the time or whatever. But when Kevin is talking, he will give out he will give out the game as he's learned to I don't want to say learn to play it, but learn to move in it. You know what I'm saying? Like he, especially when he comes on the Breakfast Club, when he went on the pivot, he'll give that information out. You know what I'm saying? And it's a matter of whether or not you're listening or you put yourself in the that's one of the things. This is a separate conversation, but like I've had this conversation here recently, not like in the last few weeks, obviously, but you know, I hate to hear people say that people are successful because they sold their soul to the devil, they sold out their industry plant or all these
Illuminati.
All these things. I hate hearing people say those things because it completely diminishes. What's good, Ryan? What's good, John? Because it completely diminishes the hard work that person's had to put in order to get there. And are there instances where that may be true? Probably. But would you be able to prove it? No. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it's just, you know, I don't like people diminishing the hard work that people had to put in order to get to where they got. The reason that a lot of the people that are in the position that they're in, the reason they got there is because they worked their behinds off, whether you saw it or not. And you're not willing to put in that same level of work, honestly. You know what I'm saying? Like that's really what it comes down to. Or you gave up too early. You know what I'm saying? Like they've been pushing for all that time. And you gave up right before you got to where you were going, or whatever. Like that's just the fact of the matter. Like Kevin Hart works his behind off. The Rock works his behind off. Will Smith works his behind off. Denzel Washington works his behind off. Ryan Coogler, Michael B. Jordan. Whatever name of a person that you look up to, they probably worked their tail off. And then all the people I just named all absolutely did, and it's visible. You know what I'm saying? It's visible for you to know that they did. And that's how they got into the position that they're in. So the time that Kobe Bryant, God knows, I mean.
Yeah, but this is a way different conversation.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was going to let y'all talk.
What's happening with guys like Peter David and them is not about how hard they work. It's just about the times that they worked in. Like there was no leverage. There's no leverage.
What's up, bro?
There's no leverage in comics at that time. You know what I'm saying? Like there was honestly, it was really only like two options. You worked at Marvel or you worked at DC. There wasn't a lot of independent. Like what we're doing now is so far and away different than what was available like during the 90s, like the early 90s. I mean, when Image came around, it was a game breaker. Like Image allowed for us to do what we do.
I'm not refuting that.
That's what I'm saying. Like what you're talking about, it has like they work hard for what they do, but it's kind of like the Will Smith worked hard, but Sidney Poitier had to go through a Hollywood that is significantly different than what Will Smith goes to. So like that's basic correlation. Like one walk so the other can run. You know what I'm saying? So like we have the ability now to put together a book on our own, print it, put it out, reap the benefits if it pops off. Mm-hmm. Because we are working in a time period where it's never been easier to make a comic book. Peter David and some other creators, guys like Dwayne McDuffie and guys like that, they worked in a time where you had two options or you didn't do comics. And so that's where I feel like, and I know that they, like I said, I know there have been efforts to unionize comics, and there are small instances like Rob Liefeld. Rob Liefeld is famous for his contract for Deadpool. Mm-hmm. Like, but his contract is equivalent to what Coogler has with Sinners. Like, it's not something that you get every day. Like, Rob Liefeld, basically, Marvel has to put a Deadpool book on the shelf at least once every 6 months, or it was some crazy amount. or the rights revert back to him, and he gets money off of anything that they do with Deadpool.
But he had leverage though. That's the difference. Like he had the leverage to be able to do that because he was Rob Liefeld, just like Todd McFarlane. Like the rock stars had that leverage, and even though like,
but that was a brief period of time that allowed for that leverage.
For sure.
You get what I'm saying? Like that was like right before, because Deadpool came out in, what was the first? I think it was in X-Force. That was right before they left.
Mm-hmm.
So they had a brief, like, shining moment of a leverage that allowed for that. And Marvel doesn't really do that anymore. Like DC doesn't really do that anymore. Like it is what it is. Like you make a character, you either sign his contract or it'll be a Black Vulcan.
Mm-hmm.
So,
right.
Unless Homeboy did a good enough job for Black whatever to bring him back. You know what I'm saying?
Who?
You said otherwise it'd be a Black Vulcan. I said unless Homeboy who played, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, whoever the Black.
Right, like so, right, Black.
If he did a good enough job for them to be like, oh, we want you to come back or do it again or whatever. Otherwise, they're like, we good.
Because I promise you, if Black Vulcan had took off, that we'd have never heard the end. We'd have never seen Black Lightning again.
That's facts.
Like and then you even look at Milestone. Like if you talk to enough of the Milestone creators about what happened with Milestone was creator owned, but DC.
But what I was saying is Black. But what I was saying is Black Lightning did a good enough job the first time. They wouldn't even do Black Vulcan. They would have just brought Homeboy back.
Well, no, that's not what happened. What happened is they wanted to use Black Lightning.
Yeah.
And he was like, no. And so then they created Black Vulcan to put.
I thought y'all said he had it in his contract.
He has it in his contract that he gets money off of Black Lightning.
They didn't.
So if Black Falcon or whatever, Black Lightning did a good enough job where they wanted to see Black Lightning again, they would have paid him. It would have been worth it.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
I get it.
So obviously it wasn't good enough. So that's why they just like, all right, we're going to do a little alternate because we don't feel like paying him. It wasn't that popular for him to even come back on the second term.
Yeah, at the time, so what was going on was Hanna-Barbera was, I think it was Hanna-Barbera, like the animation company.
That the Muppet Babies?
Yeah. Hanna-Barbera. Like they were doing, you know, these were comics, and now they were starting to do cartoons with characters. They got with Superman, Wonder Woman, like all of them were in there, but they wanted Black Lightning, they wanted a couple of other ones, but this dude had a contract that said, if my character goes to another medium, I got to get paid. And they didn't. I don't know if it was just that they didn't want to pay him or they didn't want to do the due diligence to figure out what it was to, you know, whatever. They just thought it was easier to Super Friends. That's what it was. I thinking Justice League.
Don't get me wrong. I like Michael. I like Michael Jai White, but if he just didn't do a good enough character, then it's not his fault.
Well, no, I think he had. I'm not mistaken. He had a say in how the character was portrayed.
Okay. Right. I mean, you get what you negotiate, but then you gotta make it so where it's just like even with an NBA player, you may come out with that banging ass contract, but then when it's time to re-up and you ain't hit your stats and your quotas and your works, they ain't gonna bring it back. So, like I said, Homeboy, you know, he did good in Spawn and he did good with all the Tyler Perry joints, but he just ain't do good with Black Dynamite. ain't that the thing?
No, that's not what we talking about.
Oh.
No, we not talking about.
Yo, I was following along like
I knew he was getting to something. I was like, where did Michael Jai White come from? What?
Eventually, this puzzle going to come together. And this going to be profound.
I mean, I liked the movie. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we know.
But yeah, man, it's tough. I just wish I just wish folks would stop, like, have a less of a defeatist attitude and more of a, we got to change this. But I guess the closest thing to we got to change this is you just seeing more and more creators not go to Marvel and DC. And
I don't believe it. I just won't.
What?
I don't think nowadays.
You don't believe what?
In the comment, he said, "Believe it or not." I just said, "Well, I'm not." He gave me the choice to believe it or not. I'm not going to believe it.
I don't think nowadays. And again, I wasn't disagreeing earlier that the eras are different. I was saying that in the beginning that, you know, the time periods are different. Things are. It's the same as you saying, well, Dr. J should have got paid what LeBron's getting paid. It don't work like that. You know what I'm saying? You in that era and you got to deal with what the things in that era are. There are some people within every era that are savants and move things forward.
But it works though, because
I don't see what that be like.
Yes, Dr. J should have comparably, he should have gotten paid. You know, like they weren't, the basketball players, football players, athletes really weren't getting paid high salaries until they banded together and changed the game. Like they affected the change. Like the contracts we are seeing now are part of inflation, but also like they're unions. That's why like right now you can't be a quarterback until
as well as the popularity of the sport.
That too.
I was getting ready to say that.
It's business in all of it.
Because the end all be all of all of it in any business, the end all be all of all of it in any business is supply and demand.
Yeah, but it fits though, because if I created Thanos, supply and demand, my character is fueling this whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
If we had banded together before, I would have reaped the benefits from that.
Mm-hmm.
And by extension, everybody else who created Winter Soldier and this character and that character and this, all of us would have reaped the benefits had they banded together at that time.
But then it's still a crapshoot because you don't know. You know what I'm saying? So anytime you're starting something,
but
it's, you know what I'm saying? It's like, all right, we don't know how well this person's going to develop. So you may have, again, the greatest contract in the world, but then if you're not producing the product to support this contract, they're not going to re-up.
Yeah, but you're talking something different than what I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm speaking in the present tense of what's going on.
I'm saying had they come together and set a standard of financial recompensation for work done already, because all the stuff we're talking about is getting paid off work that was already done.
Mm-hmm.
So the creation Thanos is created in,
but it's what you can negotiate and what you write your contract.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like,
on point though, I think if it's what you can negotiate, like, and we don't know what we don't know, I think if again it's in the better interest for everybody to come together and say, hey, this is what happened to me, look out for this. This is what happened to me, look out for this. If everybody comes together, and again, this is why they try and get rid of DEI. I don't know how I got to this in my brain, but there was a DEI.
I'm gonna follow.
We have, in my experience with DEI, there's this whole thing where they talking about meritocracy. They want the right person, the most qualified person to get the job, right? So the whole concept of DEI came from, hey, let's make these jobs available to everybody so that everybody can apply for them and we can pick the right person, right? For federal jobs, there is a list of things that you have to do when you post a job somewhere. It has to be posted for a certain amount of time. It has to be posted on the government website, and it has to be up there for everybody to see in plain English, big letter, whatever. Cool. And the what you're looking for has to be listed in the posting, right? Okay, cool. So they do this stuff, put all this stuff, work into making these stuff on these websites, and then people start, getting hired. People start getting hired based on their credentials. Then the people who were trying to get through the system, the people who on both sides, the hirers and the ones getting hired, who still wanted to go through and be like, nah, I want my cousin to get this job. They said, okay, what we're gonna do now is I'm gonna tell you to put exactly what's in the job posting in your resume. So you're just gonna tailor your resume to get the job, and then when you get the interview, I'm gonna hire you. Then they went back to the other side and said, no, we're gonna put in councils. Everybody has to agree. You got to have such and such amount of people to agree, and you got to do a chart to say this person scored this high, whatever. So it all just went back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Long story short, they want to hire people that they know and that are already part of the division that they have, instead of, bringing new ideas in, people who do things the other way and learn different ways. They don't want that. So that's why they got rid of DEI. All right, rant over.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
I'm glad I have this platform to talk about this stuff, because
So can we talk about the movie now?
Can't do it on my TikTok.
Which movie?
Mission Impossible. Or are we still giving away?
I don't know if we did talk about it. Let's do it.
Spoilers.
Yeah, man. This one was Mission Impossible.
Why you Endgame. We can't talk about it. Morgan said we can't talk about it. Never mind.
Mission Impossible.
I give up, man.
Wait, you ain't see it,
I did not say that.
Morgan saw it first.
Yeah, I saw it at 3 o'clock.
He said it was the best movie he's ever seen.
No, I did not.
And
what did you say?
There's no other movie.
You didn't like it, Morgan?
That
he absolutely loved it. It was.
I'm trying to wait for Danny to finish his live.
Okay, I'm gonna say I just think that they should have called it Mission Impossible Endgame. I see you. This movie is a prime example of the impact that the Marvel Cinematic Universe has made. I've seen everybody trying to do this. If you got 4 or 5 movies, the next one that you put out, you're gonna try to connect it back to all the little loose threads, all the callbacks. You're gonna try to put all the nostalgia in there because of what they did in Endgame. And I'm like, that's exactly what they did in the movie.
So this was Fast and Furious.
Right. exactly what it was. I'm like, the movie, I think the movie suffered because of it. But just like my thoughts with Endgame.
Why did it suffer?
I think it suffered because they went away from the actual story to try to put in all of the other connective tissue or whatever. Like they didn't do what they didn't
have a story.
Right.
What do you mean they went away from the story?
On some other stuff to like bring it along.
Yeah.
What do you mean? What do you mean they went away from the story?
They didn't like. If you did you see it, Javon? You saw it. So
what the robot do? What Siri do?
They didn't even. Siri wasn't even in the movie.
Siri
past the 20-minute mark. The entity or whatever. The entity was not even part of the movie. After Ethan got in the thing, and tell me what the entity did after that.
He was in the sub. That's why.
No, he wasn't in the sub.
You said after that. After they left there,
after
they both went to 2 different places. Right?
No. I'm talking about early. I'm talking about earlier in the movie when he was chasing the Hispanic dude.
Right. The entity was the one that was locking the door.
The entity locked the door, right? Then Ethan got in there and he went in there and looked in the thing, right? That was early in the movie. That was in the first 30 minutes of the movie.
Right.
After that, did the entity do anything else in the movie?
The entity told him what to do.
Yeah, I don't understand what
told him what to do.
But
the entity told him where to go.
But the entire part 1, the entity was faking security footage and erasing and deleting and putting people in position to get stuff at the exact moment. Like there was a whole thing about this entity.
It was still doing that.
What do you think? What do you think was happening with the missile?
What?
The whole
he almost got ran over by a damn
it had all the nuclear warhead codes.
Why he ain't stopped the sub from following the other sub?
The entity had all of the nuclear warhead codes. You don't remember how many times they flashed all those different countries' nuclear warheads?
That was literally it. All it was a blinking.
That's not it.
But that was it. That's literally just
the world was getting ready to come.
If he was helping him, why he ain't helping with the sub? You know he was getting tracked.
The world was
he
getting ready
told
to come.
him to go do that.
I'm
He told
so
him to go to the
confused
sub.
now.
But that's what I'm saying. That's not
why didn't he stop the Russian sub from following the U.S. sub?
Why would he stop Ethan from doing the thing that he wanted Ethan to do?
But he didn't
Okay,
want
then.
Ethan. He didn't
So
want
if he
Ethan.
wanted
Yes, he
Ethan
did.
to get to the sub, why did he have the other sub following the U.S. sub?
Right. Like, why was there?
Remember, no. Time
Never
out.
mind. Never
Remember,
mind. Y'all ain't watched the movie. Y'all don't want to talk
what are y'all
about
talking
it.
about?
No,
You want to talk about it?
talking
How he get shocked in the water? Let's talk about that. How he get
Yeah,
shocked
that part
in the
was
ocean?
crazy.
How
That
he
part
get
was
shocked in
funny.
the ocean?
I was like, wait a minute. Did he just
And
taser him in
then
the
he
middle of
comes
the
out the
ocean?
sub with no
He
tank,
take
no
everybody
air. He falling hundreds of feet, even further.
Bro, that he
And
should
then he
have
come
died.
back up, and his lungs ain't explode or nothing.
He should have died.
Explain
They
that.
had the thing,
Let's talk
man.
about that. Why you so confused, Morgan? You ain't see the movie? You ain't see? Oh, you thought that part was
They had
good.
the
You thought that was
thing,
theatrical. You thought that was probably. Oh my God, he
I'm
survived it.
I'm confused
Can't
as to
believe
why
it.
y'all
This is the
was
best
confused.
part of the movie. That's your favorite part, wasn't it?
Wait,
I'm confused as
all
to
right,
why y'all
time
was
out.
confused.
You
went
right
to go
about
see
the
a
shocking
Mission
in the water.
Impossible. You went to go see a Mission Impossible movie, and you expected everything to make. What Mission Impossible movie has everything make sense? Name one.
That's why we just
Ghost
talking
Protocol.
about some of the stuff that makes sense to us.
You're
Ghost
lying.
Protocol.
Time out. Ghost Protocol.
Yes.
Ghost Protocol.
Yes.
Come on now.
No, not Ghost Protocol. I'm sorry. Fallout. I'm sorry. Not Ghost Protocol. Fallout.
Okay.
Everything didn't make sense in Fallout either.
Yes, it did. Everything made sense. In
You
Fallout.
mean in Fallout when that man got hit by a car and went flying and when nothing was wrong with hit the ground, he ain't had no road rash. He ain't had nothing.
But was Fallout
So
when
the
the dude
broker-
that played
the broker-
Superman was
the broker in Fallout.
We've seen people in real life get hit by cars and get right back up. We've seen many
Off
times.
a motorcycle?
Yeah, we've
At
seen
those
many
speeds?
times.
The broker in Fallout is high tech. They be connecting people. She be connecting people and all that type of stuff. But if she got at her own party, Ethan didn't even need to put on the face, but he fools everybody with the same freaking face trick at all times. Every time he ever shows up anywhere. If niggas in a room,
they didn't even use that in this movie.
niggas. Ethan is Superman. He's Batman. He's Thanos. He can be whoever he wants to be.
They didn't even use that in this movie.
Gotcha.
Oh, wait, time out. No, hold on.
They used the face mask trick in every movie. They didn't use it in this movie.
That's what I'm telling.
Stop. The entity was busy taking care of the nukes, number one. Number two, when he put the little flashy thing on him, he told him what he needed to do.
Specifically.
And
told him what was going to happen if he didn't do it.
So why would he stop him from trying to do it?
Okay, so now the entity, you telling me the entity could predict the future, everything that happened in the future of the movie, except Ethan getting on the second plane that just happened to have a second plane and fighting the man and knocking him off the plane to take over the black box, and then the thief taking the thing. Like the entity is
Loki and King the Conqueror. It is holding a universal timeline, but he ain't see that one in the timeline.
Couldn't see that
They
coming.
literally said it in the movie, y'all. Y'all not watching the movie.
I'm not talking about this anymore, man.
Y'all not watching the movie.
Y'all not about to make me angry tonight.
I even watched it at IMAX.
Yo, he literally said the entity he makes a calculated prediction.
This ain't just this movie.
Every time in the first movie they said that. In the first
both movies
right.
the same. It's an algorithm.
So it was exactly right.
Well, you know what?
I'm not about to get mad.
Time out. Remember in the first movie where he said,
"I'm resetting my TikTok."
Remember in the first movie when the bad guy said that the entity predicted that Ethan was going to give him the key on the train or wherever. He was like, it's going to happen at this time.
And he said he was wrong, right?
Right. Okay, so we have already established that the entity can be wrong.
But the entire time in the first movie, the entity was doing things to make itself right. Like the entity was right. But this movie, the entire you want me. So now I gotta assume this entity has been spreading and growing for 10 years, for 3 years or whatever. But it literally can't do anything but try to break.
He literally got followers.
I'm
Boy tried to kill him.
He got electrocuted in water and in the whole damn motion. Ain't nothing.
I don't think
that was the funniest thing. That was the funniest part of the movie.
This one wasn't
I ain't gonna
good.
lie.
See, you ain't even watched the movie. How you know he ain't getting electrocuted in water?
You don't think you get electrocuted in water?
Nah, bro, you can't taser somebody in the middle of water like that.
Science, bro. I didn't go to high school, but I know that if you get electrocuted.
Hey, I don't think the stunts were as good. I'm like, it was impressive that he was actually flying the plane and jumping off the plane at the same time. Like, that was impressive. But
Tom Cruise is insane.
Tom Cruise is 100%
for the actual stunts that he be doing.
He's nuts.
Shout to him.
100% insane. But I just don't think that
he still
when Old Boy just jumped into the water. I was like, yo, what? What kind of plane is that,
bro?
It doesn't make no sense.
But I just don't think that they were the submarine. The whole submarine scene to me wasn't as like impressive as some of the ones that I'd seen. And no, bro, it's definitely a bunch of suspension of disbelief, suspension of belief, or whatever you call it. But yeah,
I'll say this though, if we could be okay with this dude getting run over by an airplane, but somehow able to grab the airplane.
Right.
Get run over. That was my question in the beginning. It's a Mission Impossible movie, and you going into it like, nah, bro, it's all got to make sense. It's Mission Impossible.
The plane is at takeoff speed. Like, takeoff speed, though, and he just grabbed the bottom.
That's what I said, y'all. If you could be okay,
it's a real stunt, though. He really did it.
He did not really do that, Morgan. No,
Morgan, I gotta see the making of the movie to believe that he really did that.
Tom Cruise,
at least in the previous
goes to space on a regular, bro.
At least in the other movies, when the plane was taking off, he was at least already holding on to it. Like, it ain't like he ran it.
So he really went to the Mariana Trench and
absolutely he was down there chilling and sea walking and doing remix dance. You ain't see the video?
All that pressure. Okay.
He was really in the sub, yo.
Absolutely. I don't know why y'all tripping.
I'll tell you what I did like. I'll tell you what I did like about this one. They took every opportunity to highlight the amazing like women characters in it, like the deep sea diver chick. She was dope. Angela Bassett killed the game. She was dope. Your girl Paula Patton did her thing. She was dope. Like all the women characters were really cool, and they gave
Paula Patton was in what movie?
Your boy. That one
wasn't that
Paula Patton.
She was in Ghost Protocol, I think.
I mean, what's her name?
This movie.
What's her name? The one that looked like Paula Patton. Whatever.
No, Paula Patton was in. Wait. Oh, you talking about?
She was not in this movie.
She was in 3.
He talking about the chick that plays Captain Carter.
Is it Haley Atwell?
Haley Atwell.
Look like who?
She did a great job. You know what I meant. They all look.
All
the light skinned,
not like Paula.
All the light skinned, racially ambiguous women that be on Mission Impossible.
Bro, that is a
Haley Atwell is 100% white.
That is a white woman.
And she fine too.
I don't believe it.
She is British too. She
fine. Hannah Waddingham is all the way white. Like you. Anyway.
I'm trying to remember the first. All right, so I guess we should do the list. That's a good segue.
Yeah, what's her name?
I'm bothered because these mothers are literally talking
about. Tell us why I was great, Morgan. Tell us why I was great.
Mission Impossible. Talk about a Mission Impossible movie and how impossible something in Mission Impossible is.
I just said, and then Captain America wife all of a sudden she a pickpocket and just grab shit in the blink of an eye.
No, they said that up in the last. They set that up in the last movie.
That's the first thing she did.
I'm with that one. She set it up.
Just like that. Just come on now.
I quit.
So I like that
one. I'm glad this was the last Mission Impossible, so we don't ever have to have this type of conversation.
Man, if you think this is gonna be the last Mission Impossible,
hey, that's what that man said. It's the last one.
2K hand-eye coordination joint you gotta be doing.
Man, he said it's the last one. It's the last one. You heard what he said.
He lied.
Yeah, I did. What you think about the end credit scene?
Yeah, I did, Sean. I did.
Hey, Centers.
What you think about the end credit scene?
Centers.
What you talking about?
Ain't no end credit scene.
The deleted end credit scene.
Yeah, the one that don't exist. The one that's not in it.
Just stayed for another movie. That's all he did.
Yeah, he just didn't leave out. That's
he just stayed in the movie theater.
He just watched.
He was like, man, that was the longest end credit scene I've ever seen in my life.
Y'all sure you ain't
it was a whole other movie.
When they were showing the stunts and stuff.
Yeah, there was a whole creature named Moana.
No, they were really showing like
Lilo
they
and
were doing
Stitch
like
was
they did like a tribute to the stunt team. Y'all didn't stay for that.
No, I didn't say
You gotta lie like that, man. You not allowed.
Look it up. Look it up.
I didn't see that because I definitely walked out.
Justin's in there watching Sinners. He's like,
man, for that 3-hour movie.
I'm the one that brought up the second end credit scene of Sinners. Danny didn't know about it.
Sinners comes out streaming Tuesday, and I will be watching. I will be watching it Tuesday night excitedly.
Let's do the list. Top 5.
I might have it playing while we do the show.
Spy movies. Please don't do that.
I'm gonna.
Top 5 spy movies.
That movie has already made it into my top 10 movies of all time. It might be in my top 5.
We are not surprised.
Sinners?
Yeah.
We are not surprised.
It's definitely my top 10.
It was a good one.
Not surprised.
I think I'm the only one that didn't.
I mean, don't get me wrong. On the Road to Dublin is a bop. I'll be
a whole bop. Go Lassie Go is a spiritual experience.
5 movie of all time.
I didn't say it's a top 5 movie of all time. I said it's in my top 10.
I don't think it's top 10, but okay.
I said mine.
I ain't gonna say his top 10.
I said okay. I didn't say. I just said I wouldn't say it.
He has kept saying he
say it.
Right,
I said
he kept saying
wouldn't say it.
I said mine every time.
Say it.
Right, you wouldn't say it's his top 10, but he gonna say
that's why I said it.
It's okay.
That's why I said it.
All right, you know what? We're gonna do a list. We're gonna say what is Morgan's top 10, whatever, and then we're gonna say what is Danny's top, whatever. That's what we're gonna say. What we gonna say? What is
English?
They killed Luther for no reason anyway.
Right, because what he's saying is his mind.
That's true.
You're saying that it's.
I didn't like that.
So let's say we want to say what his is.
I said I wouldn't call it top 5 of all time.
You said
I didn't say it was top 5 of all time.
I didn't say mine. Y'all see, okay.
I said
they killed Luther for no reason.
I said it's all. As y'all can see, we're back.
Not only did they kill him, they replaced him with another black dude. For
nothing's changed.
Yeah, they really did replace him.
We've been gone like
black British dude.
We've done like 2 shows. We've done like 2 shows in a month and a half, and we still have not changed. Nothing's changed. So
I did like that Luther's message at the end did not give him a choice. Like he was like, "You said you was gonna destroy this thing. It's done." So I did like that. All right.
That's right.
Y'all want me to go first?
But
I picked Poor Robin Clean.
Y'all want me to go first?
Poor Robin Clean.
I mean, my list is the best. First. I already know my list is the best.
I'm gonna sing that whole soundtrack, bro. I can't wait, Aisha. I can't wait, Pete. I really can't.
Top 5. These are my top 5. Shout out to TikTok.
Top
these
5
are Danny.
spy movies.
Oh, I should have went live.
These are Danny's top 5, not these top 5.
Danny's top 5.
Danny's top 5. He said my list.
Yeah, these are not the top 5 of all time. These are Danny's.
This is how I know y'all don't listen. Just how you didn't know.
No, you don't listen.
You don't listen.
The AI didn't do
no.
Nothing.
You don't listen.
The consensus is all saying, Javon, you are wrong.
I didn't see him for the rest of the movie. Like he was a person.
Yeah, and Ro is right. They made 77 million over the weekend. They definitely do know. Number 5, Mission Impossible Fallout. It is the best Mission Impossible movie to me. Mission Impossible Fallout is the best one, and it makes my top 5 list. Number 4, this one y'all might have a problem with, but it's a spy movie to me.
Of course, we have a problem with it.
It's a spy movie to me. Captain America: The Winter Soldier, definitely a spy movie in my opinion. Number 3,
Explain Lucy.
Number 3,
Explain Lucy.
Captain America.
Explain Lucy. I didn't hear why.
Captain America was a government. He was a government agent. He went behind the government's back to save he went against the government, right? He went against the government, and the Winter Soldier was literally operating against the government. So it's
Captain America's not a spy.
How not? Nick Fury is. Nick Fury's a spy, though, right?
Avengers is on my list then.
Nick Fury's a spy, right? Is Nick Fury a spy?
Avengers is on my list.
Answer my question. Is Nick Fury a spy?
On my list.
You can have it. You can
have Nick Fury a spy?
All right, so Avengers Endgame is on my list now.
Is Nick Fury a spy?
Danny, you can have it.
So what constitutes a spy thing? What constitutes a spy?
One spy in the movie, I guess.
Yeah. Hey, Mike, don't worry about it. Endgame is now number 1 on my list.
Number 3, Manchurian Candidate.
Which one?
The Denzel one. Denzel's Manchurian Candidate is mine. All right, love it. See, they right there.
Oh,
See,
Jesus
they
Christ,
believe
man.
me. Number 2, to me, the best Jack Ryan again. And this one again, because Jack Ryan is an accountant, but there are a lot of spies. There's a lot of spycraft in the movie. The Hunt for the Red October. I think is the best Jack Ryan movie. Mm-hmm. A lot of people would say Patriot Games is, but The Hunt for the Red October to me, Clear and Present Danger. Like there's all of them are not all of them are good.
All of them good. I mean, don't get me wrong. Tom Clancy is the man. Go ahead.
Yeah. And then my number 1. Anytime I get a chance to put this movie on the list, I'm doing it. It's one of my favorite movies. It's one of my perfect films. Enemy of the State.
Oh, I was just gonna say Austin.
Enemy. You ain't got one James Bond movie on it. God.
Nah, I don't.
I'll do mine last. I'll do mine next, bro. Because are we gonna post this in vote? Because
yeah.
Why not? Why would
somebody else do it? I don't want to
be proud of your list. Go ahead, Javon.
Right. Number five. And I'm sticking to our age-old rule. If I have not seen the movie, I can't put it on my list, or I will not anyway. I should say. So every movie that I have on the list are movies that I've actually seen. What?
Yeah, we had that rule for a long time.
But niggas don't be doing it. Anyway,
number 5.
Who put movies up there that they ain't seen?
I feel like you just recently adapted that rule.
Who you throwing shots at? Put the name on the bullet.
Oh, it's niggas in here. It ain't
put the name on the bullet, Jack.
It ain't even you. It's not even.
I know it ain't me. I'm calling.
I know it ain't me.
Anyway, number 5.
Javon, you put
Enemy of the State. Number 5, Enemy of the State. It was a good movie. It's been a minute since I seen that joint, but I very, very seriously enjoyed it the last time I did watch it. And you know that joint used to come on USA every now and again. So
perfect movie.
Enemy of the State is my number 5. Number 4, The Bourne Supremacy. I think I enjoy Supremacy more than Identity.
That Supremacy is the second one, right?
No, that's the third one.
No, Born Ultimatum was the third.
Oh, no, you're right. No,
Supremacy is the second one.
That's what I just said.
Supremacy is the second one.
Supremacy is the one with
Save the Last
Dance in it.
Homegirl gets killed, right?
Yes. So
Supremacy ain't better than. Okay, go ahead.
Supremacy is number 4 for me.
It's list, Javon.
Number 3, Zero Dark 30. I recently rewatched that movie. I love that movie.
I haven't seen it.
I love the intensity of the movie. I love the realism of it. I love the fact that when they made that movie, they made it so real that actual spies and American operatives like, hey, are you sure you want to? You know what I'm saying? So that movie, if you have not seen it, you should. Zero Dark 30 is my number 3. Number 2, James Bond, Skyfall. For me, between the movies, it's Skyfall, Casino Royale. I love Daniel Craig is my favorite James Bond. So it's Skyfall, Casino Royale, or
what happened in Skyfall?
Or No Time to Die. But for me, I'm going with Skyfall. No Time to Die.
Which one is Skyfall?
The one where they found out about his parents and they went to his house and.
Oh, okay, yeah, that one's good.
And number 1 for me, Mission Impossible Fallout. I just watched that joint again the other day.
It's the best one.
I thought Cavill was fantastic in it. I thought Angela Bassett was fantastic in it. I thought the fakes were fantastic in it. There's nothing about that movie I did not like. I thought the parachute jumping into France was fantastic. Yep. I love the broker.
That one was great.
That crap was hilarious when he took old buddy's oxygen tank off, and then like once he finally landed after Ethan saved him, he just walks off like that. Yo, that crap, like all the subtle laughs in there were perfect. it's perfect Mission Impossible, and it's my favorite. So that's my list.
All right, I'll go. All right. Let's see.
I can't put the old schools on there because I ain't seen them.
So I had the same, using the same, if I ain't seen it, because a lot of those James Bond movies I probably seen, but I don't remember, and half of them, most of them. Number 5, The Long Kiss Goodnight.
Oh man, that's a good one.
That's one of my favorite spy movies. I watch that movie all the time. Gina Davis killed it. Samuel Jackson killed it. Fantastic movie. And a Christmas movie.
That was a good movie too.
Number 4, man, The Bourne Identity, man. I don't even know how you can have Supremacy or Ultimatum over it. The Bourne Identity was fantastic.
Ultimatum was good.
Number 3, Mission Impossible Fallout, for all the reasons Morgan already explained.
Glad we can all agree on that one.
Number 2, I got Mission Impossible 1. Set the standard. It had amazing set pieces like the train, like all the train and the airplane and the helicopter, all that crazy. The iconic scene where he, comes in, he can't make a sound and all that other stuff. The ripping of the faces, everything we love about Mission Impossible.
Sleight of hand in there.
Sleight of hand. That was
They didn't even do that in the new one.
Nope. And then number 1, man, Casino Royale, man. Best Bond movie ever. Ever. I don't care about Sean Connery. I mean, not that I don't care about him, but
y'all think they'll do more James Bond movie? You think they'll bring?
Yeah, they already picked a new James Bond, I believe.
Oh, did they? Okay.
I think it's old boy that was in Craven.
The main character?
The actor.
The main guy?
Yeah, the main dude. The guy who played Craven.
Maybe he'll do it.
But yeah, that's my list.
All right, Just.
Take us home, man.
All right.
Still
making your list?
No, I was gonna add one in and argue, but I don't feel like it. You know what I am? My number 5, The Departed. If he's a person that's undercover, why can't he be a spy? I asked y'all, what constitutes being a spy? Nobody give me an answer.
Government. Hey, he was just a cop, though.
You didn't say. I said, what constitutes being a spy?
If Danny can put his in there, you can put yours in there. Why not?
But a spy is cross government.
Danny.
Danny, this is not your time to talk.
No.
Not your time to talk.
An undercover cop in New York City is not the same as a spy going to another country.
You ain't even watch the movie.
Stop.
You don't even know the movie.
A spy has to cross international boundaries.
Stop. Danny,
Captain America's not a spy either.
Danny, stop.
Black Widow's not a spy, Morgan.
She was a superhero by that time.
Black Widow had to do with the movie.
She was in Winter Soldier. What do you mean?
There's a whole so if somebody
she
on
was
the
the one who gave them the intel on the Winter Soldier. What do you mean?
If somebody in the movie is a spy, then it counts. That's so Justin.
Who in the movie? Who in the Departed was a spy?
Justin just said the guy is a spy, bro.
He was an undercover cop. He wasn't a spy.
That's spying. He's undercover.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. All right,
you started it.
He's undercover.
You started it.
How is that not the same? He's undercover.
Justin is the new outlandish nigga on the show.
No.
How he gonna be outlandish? You started it.
No.
You started it.
You started it. Don't nothing count. No, don't nothing count now.
Winter Soldier had literally 2 legit spies in it.
How was the
technically
explain how an undercover cop is not
a spy? Did he do?
Because he's not crossing international. A spy is someone who spies on another
what
government.
Spying did he do?
Who?
Winter Soldier.
He literally came.
He was an assassin, not a spy.
They literally brainwashed him in Russia to go kill other people in America. What do you mean?
That's an assassin, not a spy.
He brought back information too, though. He brought back information, and Black Widow literally gave Black Widow literally gave them the information on the Winter Soldier.
Information.
She gave them the information. She said,
what information did
Black Widow gave Black Widow
Winter Soldier Johnson give back to
Black Widow and
I didn't say Black Widow. I said
I'm saying that she was the main spy. Black Widow and Nick Fury both.
You just talked about Winter Soldier.
Sorry. If a cop is undercover, that means he's not acting as himself, right? He's there to get information, and he's there to give that information to somebody else in order to get somebody else. This is exactly what a spy does. It's the same thing.
What did he do when he was the Winter Soldier? What spying did he do? Tell me.
Go ahead. You got it.
Look, tell me. I want to be educated.
I'm on your side, Jeff.
What he do in the comic?
Go ahead.
I'm on your side, Justin.
Hey, once you expanded the parameters,
the comments are support me, y'all. Shield is literally a spy organization. Come on.
What does that mean?
Okay.
What does that have to do with the Departed? That man is undercover. He's in danger.
Is it undercover or
he giving out information?
He's giving out information. He's taking information undercover. He's you know what I mean? It's a dangerous job.
Government agency. From what government agency?
The cops.
The Boston PD.
Okay.
You didn't
That's a state government. That's a municipality government.
It's a municipality, right?
You got it. Mm-hmm. Yep.
It works.
You didn't specify.
Okay.
That's why I asked y'all. I said
you can't be putting all these stipulations in now.
Yep. I asked that several times.
Mm-hmm.
I asked that several times.
Hey, I'm not arguing. Danny screwed up the curve. So
yeah, you got it. You got it.
Everything counts now.
I meant to put Endgame number one. That was like I said. That was my troll. I meant to put Endgame number one. So number 5, Zero Dark 30. Zero Dark 30. Number 4, True Lies.
Good one.
That joint was outlandish, but it was good.
Good one.
Number 3, Kingsman.
Oh, good subject. I missed that one. Dang, that's a good one.
Number 2, Casino Royale.
Okay.
And number 1, none of y'all picked this. I'm very disappointed in all of y'all. Undercover Brother.
I knew you were about to
not support black movies. What is wrong with y'all? What is wrong with y'all?
I'm not about to say I'm surprised or anything close. I'm not.
I had 3 black films in mind. So.
The minute you said y'all ain't picked this, I was like, Undercover Brother.
I'm not surprised at all, man. It's Justin we're talking about. So
I had Enemy of the State number 1. That's Will Smith. So
even Enemy of the State is a stretch.
And I had Manchurian
Candidate. There wasn't no what spies were in that movie.
Hey, he was a survivor.
There was no spies in that movie.
Gene Hackman was a spy for sure.
No, he wasn't.
Yes, he was.
He wasn't.
In Enemy of the State, yes, they was. They was literally setting up
of the state.
He was
not the government, not the U.S. government.
Yes, the government, the government, the literal
the state. What state was they in?
No, they were a government agency that was spying on people. They were literally spying on everybody with the satellites.
Oh, so now the government was spying, right?
So technically there were no spies.
Wow.
Gene Hackman was spying.
Wow.
The whole organization that was up against Will Smith trying to wreck his life. They was all like that was the whole thing. They was bugging. They literally bugged his whole suit. What do you mean, y'all? Nah, man, y'all bugging, yo.
We bugging.
You started it, Danny.
You started this, man.
Nah, bro. Nah.
Danny, the minute you went that far, everybody
what far?
The room for everything.
What far?
You
the
said
Winter Soldier is
you said the Winter Soldier was a spy.
He's a literal spy.
How?
What did he spy on?
He was an assassin.
Literally, he was an assassin. What intel did he give back?
He killed Iron Man's parents, yo. What do you mean?
Yes.
How's that?
Yeah, that's what assassins do.
Or another government.
In a different movie.
What's the difference between a spy and an assassin?
In a different movie.
Tell me. So
he was a spy and an assassin.
He was what he spy on? What he get?
He went and spied on Iron Man's parents.
You don't even know.
Why
you a Christian man? Don't be lying. You a Christian man.
He went and spied on Iron Man's parents.
Stop making up stuff. Stop making up false truths and fallacies. What did he spy on?
He's an assassin.
He spied on Steve Rogers. and he spied on. He spied on.
Wait,
and he spied on Nick Fury.
Rogers? Steve Rogers was in Frozen.
He spied on Nick Fury too. He went and gathered information to go kill Nick Fury. He was gathering information.
He gathered information.
Yeah, he did. He went and he said, "Okay, this is how I can kill Nick Fury." He got this.
Did he gather information?
How far
did he gather information, or was
it go to shoot somebody?
Prepared? He came specifically prepared to take out his armored vehicle,
or was it the Russian dude?
The Russian dude was in the movie too. That's a spy. They all spies.
What I'm saying is, you don't know the movie.
I do know the movie.
You don't know the movie.
I do know the movie. He came with a specific weapon. He came with a specific weapon to take out this man's armored vehicle. And y'all gonna tell me he didn't gather no intelligence?
He was a spy. He still
he was a spy and an assassin.
Because Scarlett Johansson was in it. You know,
Scarlett.
So I guess in what's the joint when she was like the sun's going down and she rubbed his hand? I guess that makes it a love story now. It's a rom-com.
It is love. It is love story.
It's a romantic movie now.
It's a thriller too.
I didn't say that.
Let's go. Make it make sense.
It's a thriller in Manila and it's sci-fi.
I said it's a spy movie because they were literally fighting against a whole other government.
And it's a Christmas movie.
Right.
All that counts.
Oh, you want to say The Departed, but whatever.
Hey, I said, what constitutes a spy?
A spy movie is, to me, it's somebody working for the government who's working against covertly working.
Okay. So enemy of the state. Which one of them worked for the government?
Hey,
Gene Hackman worked for the government. That was the whole thing. He worked for the government before. No, they literally he came looking for him because he used to work for the government. He the one who had the technology. They came looking for him. Will Smith's character went to look for him because he used to work for the government. He had the inside knowledge of the technology they were using.
Terminator is a spy movie too.
Sure is.
A future spy. He a future spy.
Yeah.
Terminator.
Man, you know what? I should have just said the Matrix. All the motherfuckers is agents.
That's facts. And they were absolutely spying on Neo. 100%.
Hey.
The Oracle especially.
Hey.
Agent Smith is definitely a spy.
I'm just saying, this is the one time. This is the one time that the comments largely are agreeing with me. The Winter Soldier is a spy movie.
Largely,
nobody's arguing with you on that.
Hey,
these two people are.
You got one person
because you argue.
You got two.
You got two
comments.
That man undercover, his life in danger, sir.
You got two comments, and it's largely. What are you saying about our fan base? Where two comments
Michael Watson said it was. Moore said it was. Dang on. Everybody said it is. Stop it.
Everybody.
You can tell when Danny get frustrated because he starts saying dango. They got dango. That dango.
I'm gonna ask ChatGPT. Hold on.
That dango. Listen, you went to AI. The entity is not your friend today. You told him he didn't do nothing.
Yes, Captain America Winter Soldier is considered a spy thriller movie. See, come on now.
That's what's up.
Right there.
Be happy about it.
Okay.
Look,
nobody fought you on that.
The movie explores how S.H.I.E.L.D., a superhero organization, is infiltrated by the villainous Hydra, making it a spy thriller. Come on now, give me my flowers, bro. I be knowing what I'm talking about. Now let me ask The Departed. Is The Departed a spy movie? Oh yeah, it is. Okay, never mind.
Wow. Wow. Hey,
and guess what? At least mine's a true story. That's how
everybody get off. Everybody go home.
Oh man, that's the best way we've ever. That's the best way to end the show right there.
But for real,
that
Danny,
was a punch.
Deputy Chief Scusiano now. He was.
Oh yeah.
He was an advisor on that movie.
Yeah, that's right. Somebody, I think you may have told
me. Wait, what happened now?
So my former boss, he was a part of that whole investigation.
What investigation?
Whitey Bulger, the dude from.
Oh, okay. That it was based off. Right.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Danny, that is one of the funniest moments in this show's history.
Hey man, it don't take much for me. We have a difference of opinion, and then I go do some research, and I'll say, okay, I was wrong. My bad.
That was crazy.
The part it is a spy movie. Hold on, let me see why.
Wow. So
Yes, the department can be considered a spy movie, or at least a film with strong spy elements. The movie follows two main characters who are secretly working against each other, and one undercover cop infiltrating an Irish gang, and the other a mole within the police department. So it says it can be. So I'll give it to you on that.
Well, thanks, Chat GPT, for helping Danny see the light.
Look, AI did some good in the world.
We just some niggas over here. Our word don't mean nothing.
I mean, it didn't say definitively. It said it can be. So
yeah, all right.
So yeah, that's a great way to wrap this up.
Yeah.
Eminem can win American Music Award for.
All right, listen, y'all. So we are working.
Slim Shady was a solid album, though.
We're working.
He didn't win for Slim Shady.
The Death of Slim Shady. What did he put?
We're not talking about the devil. We talking about right now. He just
what are y'all talking about? This man trying to wrap the show up.
That's the album that came out last year. The Death of Slim Shady was his album last year that came out with.
I don't know.
It don't matter.
I didn't even know.
You got Morgan turning out the lights and everything.
He said, "Forget y'all. We out of here."
I turned the ring light off. Yeah.
All right, brothers. All right. So next week we're doing best top 5 open world games.
Yep, Mike's gonna be on this week. I don't know if Greg's gonna be on. I'm gonna try to get him on because we was arguing about The Last of Us and
what's up? Can somebody define an open world game, please? Before we can we get a definition on this? Like, what's an open world game?
Open world game means a game that you can. Open world game generally, I would think, is a game that you.
Is Super Mario 64 open world game?
As Chat GPT, what is what is the definition of an open world game? What is the definition of an open world game?
What?
No, ask it if Mario 64 is an open world game.
I'll let y'all know the answer to that with my number 1 pick next week.
No, go ahead and.
What is the definition of an open world game?
An open world game is a type of video game where the player is not constrained by linear progression or specific goals, but rather given a large degree of freedom to explore, interact with, or modify the game environment.
Okay.
To me, almost any RPG is an open world game. As long as you have as long as you can go
outside. Mario. I know what my number 1 is. Forget Mario. I'm on it.
As long as you can go without outside of the confines of like the normal, like the game doesn't trap you in just its narrative. Like obviously, I'll just give examples. So obviously, Fallout is open world.
I got it. No, we got it.
We got the description. We just going off definition.
All right, black people.
I know what my number 1 is. All right, man. Y'all have a great one.
Open world games next week.
We'll see y'all next week. Mike will be on with us. I'll have my ring camera back, my ring light back on. And y'all, hey, look, I'm gonna tell you now. So we ain't got to beat around the bush. So sooner than later, we're going to formulate a Kickstarter for us to be able to make some upgrades and things to the show to make us more legitimate. Mr. and Mrs. Smith is not a bad choice. What's good, Tyler? Bro, you came all late. God,
Spy Kids.
It's so racist. Bro, why you came late? Why you ain't just, you know what?
No, we gotta go. This is that's some nonsense. This man got I Spy.
We'll be back. We'll be back next week. Again, keep it in the front of your mind. We're trying to formulate a Kickstarter. So anything that y'all want for a Kickstarter, ideas that you have, let us know, and we'll try to come up with them because we're doing one sometime soon. We love y'all. I Spy with Eddie Murphy is a good one. We love y'all. We'll see y'all next week. We'll have Mike here. I don't know if Greg's gonna be here. We might be even more disruptive tonight. See y'all Tuesday.
Peace.